She gave away her only tip of the day, to 3 hungry orphan kids, without knowing the man mopping the corner floor was a billionaire CEO disguised in janitor clothes. By the time he stood up, her life would never be the same again. It was a rainy Tuesday afternoon in the quiet town of Millridge, where clouds often hung low and hope clung to people like the fog outside. Inside Rosie's diner, the scent of coffee, grilled cheese, and something warm filled the air. The clatter of cups, the occasional ding from the kitchen bell, and soft jazz playing on a dusty old speaker gave the place a nostalgic comfort. At the heart of it all was Emily Rhodes, a 26-year-old waitress with faded sneakers, a frayed apron, and a smile that could melt even the grumpiest customer. She'd been working at Rosie's for 5 years, ever since her parents passed away in a car accident, leaving her alone and barely out of college. Life hadn't been kind. But Emily had a way of being kind back, as if determined to tip the scales in favor of goodness. She had no car. She walked 45 minutes every day from the edge of town. She rented a tiny attic space from an elderly woman who charged her just enough to afford groceries and kept the heat on in winter. Emily's life was modest, frugal to the bone, but filled with quiet strength. She never complained. Never took shortcuts. And she never stopped helping others, even when she had nothing left to give. That day, as thunder rumbled low and gray skies made the streetlights flicker on early, the diner door creaked open. 3 children stood at the threshold. Soaked to the bone. Their clothes too light for the season. Their hair matted with rain. Their faces pale and hesitant. Emily spotted them immediately. She rushed over, gently ushering them inside, her voice soft and concerned. "Come in, sweethearts. You'll catch your death out there." The children, 2 boys and a girl, no older than 10, sat stiffly at a corner booth. No parents. No bags. Just trembling hands and wide, hollow eyes. She knelt beside them. "Where are your parents?" The older boy, Liam, swallowed hard. "Our mom died last month. We've been staying in a shelter, but they sent us away today," said their full. Emily felt something crack inside her. The younger girl, Emma, tried to smile but failed. "We haven't eaten since yesterday." Emily blinked back the tears threatening to fall. She stood up, nodded firmly, and walked to the kitchen. "Rosie, I'll cover their meals. Please." The owner, an elderly woman with sharp eyes but a soft heart, hesitated. "Business hadn't been good lately." "You sure, Em? You only made $8 in tips today." Emily held out the crumpled bills. "They need it more than I do." Rosie gave a short sigh. "God bless you, kid." As Emily plated up grilled cheese sandwiches and hot soup for the children, she didn't notice the janitor quietly sweeping in the far corner. Dressed in gray overalls, a baseball cap pulled low, and with streaks of dirt on his cheeks, no one gave him a second glance. He'd started working there just a week ago. No one knew much about him, except that he was quiet, polite, and always seemed to be observing more than he was cleaning. But his name wasn't Steve, as his badge read. His real name was Andrew Callahan. CEO of Callahan Corp., one of the biggest real estate and hospitality empires in the state. And he was on a mission. Weeks ago, his late mother's handwritten letter had arrived, instructing him to do something radical, to spend 30 days living among the people his business affected. She'd once been a waitress, too. She believed no spreadsheet or market report could show him what real kindness looked like. Only people could. So he came here. To Millridge. And now, standing there in his disguise, he watched as Emily, who clearly had nothing, gave away the only thing she had to children who had even less. It stunned him. He couldn't stop watching her the rest of the day. The way she gave the children crayons and napkin puzzles. The way she let the little girl braid her hair between taking orders. The way she walked them out later with an umbrella she gave away, despite the fact that she'd now walk home in the rain herself. The next day, Andrew arrived early. He brought sandwiches and coffee for the diner staff, saying they were leftovers from a catering company. He kept up the charade, always quiet, always watching. Over the week, he saw more. He saw Emily pick up double shifts just to help a fellow waitress pay her rent. He saw her slip warm pie slices into to-go bags for the homeless man who sat near the dumpsters. He saw her run after an elderly customer to return a dropped coin, not because it was valuable, but because every person mattered to her. He'd met CEOs who gave millions to charity. But none who had given what she gave, herself. One night, after the diner closed, Emily stayed back to scrub the kitchen. Andrew was wiping tables nearby. She didn't know who he was. Just thought he was another tired soul trying to get by. They started talking. He asked her why she did what she did. She paused. Then said, "Because when my parents died, someone helped me. A teacher. She bought me groceries when I was starving. Gave me a coat. Didn't ask for anything in return. I swore then I'd do the same for others, if I ever had the chance." Andrew swallowed hard. That night, he sat in his hotel suite, the luxury he had carefully hidden for weeks, and wrote something he hadn't in years, a personal letter to his board of directors. 2 days later, a black limousine pulled up in front of Rosie's diner. Out stepped Andrew, not in janitor clothes, but in a crisp, tailored suit. Rosie dropped her tray. Emily stared, mouth agape, apron in hand. Andrew approached her slowly. "I've been watching you, Emily." And not in a creepy way, he added with a chuckle. "In a way that changed my life." He handed her an envelope. Inside was a letter on Callahan Corp stationery, and a check. The letter read, "Dear Emily, in recognition of your unwavering kindness, compassion, and selflessness, Callahan Corp is proud to offer you a full scholarship to pursue any education you desire, a job at our foundation helping underprivileged children, and a home. Not temporary shelter, but a real home, yours. Thank you for reminding me what humanity looks like. Andrew Callahan, CEO." Emily's legs gave out. Andrew caught her just in time. The diner was silent. Rosie wept openly. The orphan kids were back that day too. And when they saw Emily cry, they rushed over to hug her legs. She held them tightly. "We're all going to be okay now." And they were. Because from that day forward, Emily ran her own shelter and cafe, where anyone who was hungry got fed, no questions asked. And Andrew? He visited every week. Sometimes in suits, sometimes in jeans. But always with the same heart Emily had inspired in him. Because sometimes, the richest people are the ones who give, even when they have nothing left. And sometimes, the ones mopping the floor, are just waiting to change your life.